Hi, welcome to our channel, The Turner's Flip Side. I'm Ada,
And I'm Daryl.
and today we're going to take a deeper peek into our lives and detail some of our many journeys. Today is about food. So, before we get started, I am so excited about this young man that just kind of dropped into your Instagram feed somehow, Dr. Bobby J. Price, who is a plant based nutritionist, exercise physiologist, and a doctor of pharmacy. He's brilliant with massive clinical experience and information. He's actually lived in Japan for about 4 years, I'm guessing. I mean, we've heard so much about him. We've just been filling our brains with tons of information about who is this young guy. And when I say young, he's young. I don't know, when he started making his videos, he was what, in his 20s?
I think if it's been 10 years, then his early 30s.
He was in his
40s.
early 30s. He's probably in his early 40s right now. But a brilliant clinician, a wealth of information. And as I was mentioning, he lived in Japan for probably about 4 years. If I'm not mistaken, you can actually go to his channel, and I recommend you look at all of his videos. But anyway, while he was in Japan, he was studying their cultural eating habits. You know, Japan is one of the
Blue Zone.
blue zones, yeah. And if you don't know what that is, there's a few zones, maybe about 7 of them in the world where people live to be 100 or older. And people are very interested in how they do that. And so this young man actually in his early years went to Japan to study the culture, study their eating habits, probably along with other things. But he was even not well himself. As a teenager, he said he was diagnosed with high blood pressure. And he suffered from that through his young adolescent years until he became a doctor and really figured out what was causing his problems. What makes this so fascinating for us is that we have been like that for years, and we talk to our friends and family about it, and we always feel like they just didn't believe us or brushed us off or thought we were too, passionate, or it was conspiracy theories. It really is not. And so with this young man, going through this process, he was able to, by using himself as his own guinea pig, he was able to be his own self-healer and be able to kind of figure out things by noticing the changes that were occurring in his health and in his body. So he's really brilliant. He backs up everything he says with documented, legal, supported facts, research, and examples. He's actually renewed our faith in ourselves, the knowledge that we've always had, and we continue to do research, and we live by these rules, and they have served us well. And it's just really good to just have someone reiterate what we know about the food industry, the food governing and protection agencies, big pharma, FDA, EPA, scientists. The list can go on and on. So we want to just kind of show you what we did today. This is Dr. Bobby Price out of Atlanta. He has his own website. He's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Go get that knowledge. Check him out.
So we've taken some photos of how we look now because we decided to renew our focus on a plant-based diet, and we're not trying to lose weight, but we're trying to refocus on our health and be intentional about our food that we eat, and eliminate things that we really shouldn't be taking into our body. As we're getting older, we want to make sure that we're very deliberate in what we bring into our bodies so that we have the materials to maintain good health.
Yeah, and we don't really have any health issues, but there are some imperfections that we can improve upon. So we're starting out this morning with a nice fruit bowl. This is our breakfast, and as you can see, we have a lot of watermelon in it.
And watermelon is great for hydration. It has lycopene in it, which is the red coloring, and that's great for especially for men, for the prostate and many other things.
And then we have a kiwi, which is a good source of vitamin C, and bananas for potassium. Now, we're not really avid big coffee drinkers, but this is coffee. And here's an explanation of what we're doing here. So, along with our fruit bowl, we also have, or most mornings, we try to have a cup of bulletproof coffee. I take my coffee just black with a tablespoon of coconut oil, but my husband puts a little bit of cayenne pepper in his coffee.
The cayenne pepper was something that I learned about a year ago, actually 6 months ago. And I take the cayenne pepper in order to help my respiratory system. I'm allergic to pollen and so forth, and it eliminates all of that.
Yeah. And, I take cayenne pepper, but I can't, my stomach, it is a little bit more sensitive to it. And so I can't take as much as he does, but he takes it 2 or 3 times a day. He takes it in his coffee. You put it in your cereal. You put it, he puts it everywhere, but it works for him. It actually is working for him.
Yeah, it's great for opening up your sinuses. If you have allergies, it'll get rid of those. If you stick with it on a daily basis you'll notice a change within the first week.
Yeah. I mean, really, it has a whole host of health benefits. That's probably a whole nother video in itself. So here you can just see Daryl enjoying his large fruit bowl. These bowls are pretty large. I really can't eat that much food, so you know what they say, you eat until you're about 80% full, and then you stop. So that's about how much I could take. And I just covered it up and saved it for later because I knew I was going to get hungry a little later before we had dinner. And you're going to see me slurping up the watermelon juice because I'm not wasting anything. I'm just taking the seeds out and making it neat and tidy, and then I'm just going to slurp up the watermelon juice because Daryl also juices the watermelon, and a lot of times when we really want our organs to rest, we just drink the juice most of the day. We just have watermelon juice and we don't really eat. And it really makes a huge difference in the way we feel and how our system turns out when we do that. We get a lot of elimination, both urination and, the other elimination, and just overall feel just great, much better. Would you say?
I would. Between coconut water and watermelon juice, you've got a great hydration and energy solution.
Yeah, so I'm going to store that away for later.
And so for dinner, we had this large salad, and it was really delicious. It was full of living food. Uh, she had lettuce, tomato, seeds, avocado, delicious dressing on top. I'll let Ada kick in with the other ingredients.
Well, I made
It was good.
listen, I followed Dr. Bobby Price's recipe. I probably altered it a bit, but he made this delicious salad, and I was like, I gotta do it. And it turned out delicious, and I ate the whole bowl.
That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more informative videos from us.